And then you told me to watch this, and I must admit that I probably would have anyway because Cody was involved. But Cody wrestled Shoosh Boy, Chad Gable, and you pointed something out to me that now I understand, and actually I agree with your assessment, that in all probability, Cody asked to work with Shoosh Boy. Not obviously because of his gimmick, but because of how good an athlete and a worker he is at doing things when in a previous life before they ruined him and made him a complete joke and ruined his entire wrestling career. And literally picked him up and threw his career off a fucking bridge into a dry creek bed. But they had again, this was one of the more lively matches that I've seen on Raw in some time, and it still didn't, it didn't go a half an hour. They still got a minute and a half to the break and then come back and do some shit on the other side. They get a little time. But again, they wrestled and they worked and the match made sense. And it had some different things in it than everybody we're used to and the WWE have been doing. And Cody could do all of his stuff here and look good and not have somebody fuck it up. There's a number of people on the roster that he could have been booked with that wouldn't have been able to take some of these things and produce or keep up or whatever. Cody gave him enough to keep it interesting, but still he's established as a main event guy. And he gave him one especially, a good 2-move combination where he hits some kind of big over the shoulder into the flipping DDT and then a moonsault and got a 2 count. And then Cody slowly started firing back up and brought the energy up. And they went into their finish where it was a little dusty business. He hip tosses Gable over the top rope onto Otis, fat Otis. He's fat at ringside.
What's your problem?
That's Scott Steiner. Remember, he's fat.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
He's fat.
The only person more offensive than you is the person you quoted there. Okay.
Steiner, he's fat. But anyway, hip tosses him over onto, he's fat. And then he hits a dive on Gable. And then he did the funny spot. This guy can see Dusty where Otis is still looking for the fucking model woman that manages the male models. And so he thinks that it's his boy Gable behind him, but actually, or beside of him, actually it's Cody. Walks up, puts his arm around him. And he turns around and says, "What are you doing here?" And then he throws him over the barricade into the front row. And then he jumps in and hits a great Cody cutter on fucking Gable and hits Crossroads 1, 2, 3. So again, we've established Cody goes out there and has exactly the match he needs to have with the finish he needs to hit and just appropriate length. It kept it exciting. The other guys are going through the same, because they've been there so long, they're going through the same habits. They're going through the motions. Cody puts a little more oomph in his matches because he thinks about them. And he has not been thinking in that environment. And then he does a brief promo saying, "I've not been face-to-face with my opponent at WrestleMania, Roman Reigns. And I understand he's going to be at SmackDown Friday. Well, I'll be there too." So they set up, they're going to be face-to-face for the first time. And that, again, what'd you think? Exactly what it needed to be, right?
Good match, hot crowd. The crowd is really into Cody. And, we'll save more of our Cody thoughts, well, at least I will, for a little bit later. But I think this is the one thing they're doing everything right so far with Cody Rhodes. And this is a good match and shows you what Gable could have been as a heel without a silly gimmick.
Yeah.
Because he was a babyface in American Alpha. Very talented in-ring guy, especially with the right guy in there like Cody was here for this match. But look at how they've used it. As soon as you hear that shush auto-tune for the entrance music,
yeah,
you cringe. Over. You cringe.